So, y'all, since I have exposed the conditions of me and my children's new residence, I have been dealing with a lot of pushback and retaliation. But let me go back. Do you guys remember when I exposed how I have a group of people who keeps trying to block, stop, and hinder me from being able to not just rent at places, but get jobs, and just how they're trying to sabotage, ruin, damage my reputation? That I would go and get approved at places, no issue with credit, no issue meeting the qualifications, stuff like that. And these people, these groups of people who are angry that I exposed them, would go and try to sabotage me at some of these places, right? Most of the places that I have went and gotten approved for. And this is also one of the places as well. When I first applied for this place, the Lord gave me specific instruction. He said, "I want you to do this because they're aware that you're catching on to their tactic and to what they're doing to you. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go about applying for this place this way, okay?" And I'm like, "But God, they tapped my phone, they have hacked my account, they have done all this crazy stuff, right?" And I was like, "Lord, even the phone calls, every time I make a phone call," and I have people that can vouch for this, y'all. I have people that will get on here and vouch for me. And they will tell you, I have talked to her over the phone concerning business. And after that conversation, some people reached out to me concerning her saying this, that, and the third. So I've had that happen, right? Um, Once they realized, okay, she's on to what we're doing, they didn't know what to do. So they started kind of like panicking and scrambling a little bit. So, anywho, I applied for the place the way that the Lord told me to. And boom, they started doing it again. But God allowed me to do it that way so that I could gather evidence, so that I could show people, you see, this is what's happening. You see how I just got the approval. You see how I just went in and did the application. The people called me back. Hey, we ran your credit. We ran your criminal. We looked at your income. We verified everything. You qualify. I'm going to send over your welcome letter. I'm going to send you the link to pay your deposit. I'm going to let you do A, B, C, and D. And then all of a sudden, these people would not communicate with me anymore, right? And I would have to go to different like measures and extremes to see like what's going, like what happened in the community. Like, I just got approved for a place, I have money ready to go, what's the problem? So the Lord was exposing it, right? And the Lord said, "Okay, now that you have those evidence, I want you to go and I want you to call them from a different number." So I went and I called them from a different number. He said, "Now tell them this." And I said, "Hey, I'm Nidedra, so and so and so and so. I spoke with Miss So and so. I had gotten approved for this property or whatever. I was trying to see what was going on as to why I haven't received the link to pay the security deposit." And so when they realized, okay, she's catching on to our tactics, she's gathering evidence, she's speaking out about it, that's when they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to move forward, but we're going to move forward like this. We're going to move forward and we're not going to do A, B, C, and D." So, like with this place, I was supposed to get the unit that I exposed to you guys. Remember when I showed you the apartment that was move-in ready compared to this one? That was the apartment that I was supposed to get. And so when I started exposing this stuff, these people didn't know what to do. They just started scrambling and doing all kinds of just weird, crazy stuff. But one of the things that I noticed here recently that this woman has been doing, whenever I would make a payment, right? I would put in the amount, I would transfer the amount for the payment from my savings to my checkings. And my bank statements will show that, right? It will show how much I have in my savings, what I transferred from my savings to my checking, what date, what time, to who, whatever. And I noticed that every time I would go to make a payment, For some reason it would reject. So I called my bank because I thought it was a bank issue, and the bank was like, "Oh, you're making a payment for 850, but uh they tried to get 1050." I'm like, 1050, but so I would go into the resident portal and there would be these charges on my resident portal account, and I would inquire about these charges and I wouldn't get a clear answer as to what these charges were. So then she would go into the account. Her name is Rachel Ferguson. She would go into the account after she blamed it on the app, and then she would remove it and then push the payment through, and the payment would go through. Here recently, since I've exposed a lot of things concerning them, she's been adding these charges, these random charges onto my account. She's been manipulating stuff from her end to make it appear as if I didn't pay to move in. So you mean to tell me from my April 1st move in, which I wasn't able to move in on April 1st, right? We ended up moving in a few days later because we were scrambling trying to get it halfway decent for us to get into the front door because it was nasty in here. It wasn't moving ready, hadn't done nothing. Haven't even come in here and wiped the cabin. They didn't do nothing, okay? And so, anywho, I noticed these weird charges or whatever. And I'm like, do she really think that my bank isn't going to show the funds that I have available when I transfer from my savings to my checkings, and why certain things were rejected? It was rejected because you kept adding in these weird charges that made absolutely no sense. Then she would remove it. And like I said, the payment would go through and I wouldn't have any issue. But then I would go back and look back on the account and I would see where, okay, let's say if it said I owed $100, I would look in there and it'd be like $400. And I'm like, where's this coming from? Where is this? You said that the security deposit was this amount. The first month's rent is this amount. I have paid that, but why am I being charged for this, and this? Why do you keep adding these extra charges? And it just kept increasing. They got me the first time when I paid the security deposit. They got me the first time. They got me out of about I want to say about $150 extra. And then when I started questioning her, like, what is this about? Are we paying water? Are we paying for certain things, trash, sewer? Oh no, this is for renter's insurance. I'm like, but you didn't even give me a chance to go get my own renter's insurance. I could get my own renter's insurance. When I started questioning certain things, that's when I got like different responses from this woman. This woman is witchy, and the Lord has been showing me some stuff concerning this Rachel Ferguson. And I just keep hearing Hebrew Israelite too. And when I did some research on her, I realized that she's married to a Hebrew Israelite, which is a modern day Pharisee Sadducee, basically, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And the Lord is like, this spirit right here, this Pharisee spirit, he said they love to play nice, nasty. Okay, they love to present themselves as Christ-like. So they will be kind, but their words and what they say will be kind, but their actions would speak otherwise. With this kind, you have to pay attention to their actions. Her mouth says A, B, C, and D. Her emails says, I'm willing to do A, B, C, and D, but her actions say otherwise. Because in her mind, people like this, as long as I put it in writing or an email that I said this, what I do won't stand up in court because I put it in writing that I said this. So if I said that I'm going to give you a $200 credit, well, I could just present this to the judge. But if I don't do it, what are you going to say? Because I have proof that I said it. Yeah, but did you do it though? You know what I'm saying? This is the spirit that is some sick witchcraft kind of stuff right there. These types of people, they aim to attack you at a different level. The Lord said she thinks that she's going to be able to overthrow you by falsifying things in this account to try to add it on your credit and do all kinds of crazy stuff. He said, but if you trust me and you believe me, I will see you through it. And I will see you through it in such a way that's going to bring her and her family to their knees. It's going to bring them to their knees concerning you. And they will confess that I am Lord. They will confess that I am Lord and I hold the power. He said, expect these people to want to compromise with you. And I'm starting to see a little bit of it. I'm starting to see, because like she sent me an email and she was like, this was after she gave me this 60-day notice to vacate. The Lord says she knows you don't owe her any money. She knows that you didn't do this apartment like this. She knows that the sewage water has nothing to do with you. The electrical, the mice, all of this, none of this stuff has anything to do with you. They're not getting this apartment move-in ready after they refused to give you the unit that you were supposed to get anyway. Has nothing to do with you. They know that you know what's going on behind closed doors because you spoke out about it. He said, and so now they're scrambling because they know you didn't do a thing to them but pay your money. They tried to even beat you out of extra money. Tried to have you falsely arrested. Tried to make you seem like you were an issue. He said, expect them to want to compromise with you. Expect these emails. She sent the email and was like, I'm willing to help you move. If you would allow me, I would do this and I will help you move. If you go on such and such website and find a place, I will help you pay for this. I will help you do this. The Lord said, get silent. He said, get silent. Shh. Don't you say nothing. Shh. Shh. Let me deal with them. Because they had no business in the first place. They had no business. They had no business. All these people had to do was say, hey, this apartment that you looked at, it's not move-in ready. But and she said, I'm going to let you see 2 apartments. But the Lord showed me that it was the owner. And this owner, she refused to communicate with me. She's sending the property manager and the property manager assistant and these residents for me to be able to communicate. I got to communicate through the residents out here. Yes, y'all, I got to communicate through the residents. And if I call, I speak to the property manager's assistant, never the owner. Okay? He said it was the owner who blocked that. And when I prayed, I was like, what was that about? Why would she do that? And he showed me the group of people who were trying to sabotage my opportunity out here. And so I never got the chance to see the move-in ready apartment. I could only see this one. And this one was not move-in ready. And I'm pushing a deadline to move out of the previous property. Because remember, we got electrocuted over there. It was water damage and all kinds of stuff going on over there. We had to move. A lot of those buildings and stuff had structural damage and stuff going on before we even moved there. And our apartment was one of them. Code enforcement in the city had been dealing with those people and they had just sold the property. Okay. So, promised that new temporary manager a specific move out date. So I got to be good on my word because he's working with me. So I got to work with him, right? Trying to leave on good terms. So their failure to communicate with me, and then also with the property owner, their wickedness toward me, it just really threw off a lot of stuff, or so they think. And so the property manager knows that I know. She's aware that I'm aware. And she knows that she got her hands dirty, okay? Because I sent her an email and I told her, I said, for every day that me and my children are in here sick because of what y'all did to us, understand that it's gonna bounce off of our backs and it's gonna hit your household. Because we didn't deserve that. We don't even know you. We don't even know you. We came in here. We met the qualifications, though you tried to make it seem like we didn't, like I didn't pull my own credit report. Nice try, boo-boo, but I was already on that. But Y'all are sick. That's some witchcraft stuff right there. Been in the system. I looked up, the Lord told me to check it yesterday. When I checked it yesterday, it was a $400 charge on there. She's trying to make it seem like I owe them $400. So you mean to tell me I moved into your property without paying you and I owe you $400? Girl, like for real, like this is so crazy stuff these people are doing. Okay, like girl, no ma'am. We're gonna knock this off. He said they're trying to make it now seem as if they were helping you. And I was like, helping me how? You gave me the security deposit amount, you gave me the first month's rent amount, and I paid that. You even got extra out of me by manipulation. When you went into the system and you kept putting those extra charges in there and blaming it on the app. If it was an app issue, you wouldn't be able to go in there and remove it and then put it back in there and then try to charge my account to try to strip me of extra money. So I am having to now get in contact with my bank, shut that whole bank account down, because these people keep trying to charge my account for stuff that's not. I'm like, where does $400 come from, miss? Where does $400 come from? Where? Tell me. How? When? Because my bank statements is going to show what I paid. And when you look at my lease and the security deposit amount and the first month's rent amount and all that was taken out of my account, somebody lying somewhere, and it's not my bank. My bank isn't going to lie. My statements, I can't manipulate that on my end. I can't manipulate bank statements and stuff. I can't. But you can go into that portal and you can manipulate charges. Witchcraft. Witchcraft, y'all. This is the kind of stuff that I deal with, but the Lord said, shh, just be quiet. Just be quiet. I'm going to keep y'all updated, y'all.